going on? This is Altone, and this is the new Hyper Go. This is the 14-11, and this guy seems to be very cool. This was sent out to me for me to try out, and it's gorgeous. It's a 1/14 scale. This is what's called a short course truck. I'm not that familiar with that, but that's what it is. And so we're going to take a quick look at it so I can show you exactly what it looks like and what comes in the box. So this guy is really nice looking. You do have two drivers in here. This is the truck itself. And then it's got some nice reinforcement on the top. And your body clips are actually tethered, which is fantastic. And I think HyperGo's been doing that with quite a few of their vehicles. This guy comes with two batteries. There's one that comes very well packed in the box with it, and then there's one that's already installed in the vehicle, but it's not plugged in. And the batteries are 2000 milliamp hour 2S, 15C, which is usually pretty accurate, lithium ion batteries. So these are, the C rating on these tend to be relatively accurate. Then, of course, you have your controller. Your controller has this nice cover on the top. Nothing else around it, so you'll open it up in order to turn it on. Then you have your on switch here. Then you also have steering reverse, throttle reverse. You can control your LEDs. There's a push button there to do that. And then you have your steering trim, throttle trim, steering dual rate, throttle dual rate, which means you can actually adjust the travel or max travel of your steering, as well as the endpoints essentially on your throttle. So that works out really good. And then your controller requires 4 AA batteries that are not included. It also comes with 2 sets of tires, these and the ones that are actually on it. They do not seem to be foam filled. I don't know, they are vented, the wheels are vented, but I don't think the tires are vented, but these are relatively solid. This is not a soft compound tire, so that might be something that you want to change out later. And they have these. I think the white ones will look better on there. The sidewalls look like they're a little bit larger. It could be because of the color, but the sidewalls look a little bit larger, but I could be wrong. But they are they're not soft compound tires. So again, you may or may not want to change those out. The body is a nice little PVC or Lexan body. And again, you do have your drivers in there, but this body happens to be reinforced. You even have a really good reinforcement around the rear. Pull your body clips out carefully. You have a dust cover on the inside, and then you have your wiring for your headlights, which are wired in, and you have that nice hard plastic front bumper, and then you've got reinforcement in the rear. Then it does have a gyro built into it, but you'll have to manually adjust the sensitivity of the gyro, and your power button is sitting on top, which is an interesting spot for it, but I'm thinking about actually taking it and moving it next to your steering servo so that I can get to it without taking the body off. But that's where your power button is currently sitting. There's a set button. If you go into manual, there may be, I don't think so, but there may be some settings that you can change. And again, your battery is actually already installed. You do have a nice motor there. Because of the position, we can't tell the size of the motor, but again, I'm sure the manual will give you that information. And then, of course, your ESC is there. The good thing about this, of course, is that it does have a separate ESC from the receiver, which is fantastic. So that gives you an opportunity to run it. Don't think this receiver is actually waterproof or the ESC is waterproof, so you want to be aware of that, or you want to, again, check some specifications. We should have oil-filled shocks. If they are oil-filled, they do feel as if they could possibly use a little more oil. I've done a little compression test with my hand, and I've felt firmer shocks in the past. They seem to be pretty soft. So they may need some oil, but they should be oil-filled. And that's pretty much it. It looks to be very sturdy. Where your roll bar is in the back is going to provide you with a ton of support. Putting the body back on, even with the protection, is actually relatively easy to do. And then putting your clips back on in order to get this guy ready. Now, it's a possibility because it looks as if the body itself may be just a little bit loose with the body clips on. So you may have a little bit of a rattle while you're driving this guy. But you can very easily fix that by adding some rubber, like a rubber grommet or something like that, around your body posts, and that will keep them from bouncing around. But it does have some room to move. If you look here, especially on the front, you see there's a little bit of a distance between the body itself. Now that could be a good thing, but for me, I think it's going to cause it to make a lot of noise. Again, your shocks seem to give quite a bit, but the car doesn't bounce. So it probably is some oil in the shocks, but they are pretty soft. But I really think this is going to be a great car. I'm going to have a ton of fun with it. Good size. I think 114 or larger is a good size for me, at least. I do have a couple of smaller scale vehicles, like 124s and a bunch of 143 little race cars, indoor race cars. But this one seems to be a good size to have some good fun with it. And even when it starts to snow this winter, trust me, I'll be taking this guy out and doing donuts in the snow and all that kind of stuff. So you'll probably see some content from me on that. But this seems to be a really nice one. I like it. I'm not necessarily a short course truck kind of guy, but I do like the rally cars, and I like the light drift on asphalt, which I'm sure this guy is going to do. Metal gearing. I can tell there's metal gearing in there. So thanks so much for stopping by and checking this out with me. I really appreciate it. Hope that I've at least given you a good look at what you get here in the box, and so that you can make a decision or a quick choice on whether or not you want to pursue additional information on this guy, or even watch more content that I created on this particular vehicle. So take care, and I look forward to seeing you in a future video.
I'm close to the edge, baby, passing the reefer, no ether. No catching, no visa, I run in my back, be like running hyenas, I'm Nietzsche. No, I don't know if I'm standing beneath her, she pulling the lever, believe her. My fever reliever, I'm back on the mic like I'm feeling arenas. Do you hear that sound, that snake bite? Pair of whites, outright low.